2013 Live, Live 2013, Live 2013, Live 2013, 2013 Live, Live 2013, 2013 Live, Live 2013, Live in 2013, 2013 Live. Welcome back to Music Kingdom, and back by popular demand, another blind review and analysis of a metal song. And not just any metal song. Over the past few months on this channel, we have gotten tons of comments requesting a specific song by a specific band. And so in this video, it is my pleasure to listen to, give a music theory breakdown for, and blindly review Ghost Love Score by Nightwish. Even though I don't typically do reactions to videos on this channel as opposed to reviews, analysis, and breakdowns of songs, I am still very excited and more than happy to experience this performance and give my 2 cents. Hang tight. Hey music lovers, my name is Francis. If you are a fellow nerd for music such as myself and enjoy more than just reactions but in-depth reviews and analysis of music, click the like button and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you'd like to support the work I put into these videos, you'll find Music Kingdom's Patreon and other affiliate links in the description below. Alright, now before we give the song a listen, first let's briefly talk Ghost Love Score, and then I'll provide a few very important disclaimers. Ghost Love Score is from the 5th studio album by Nightwish, titled Once, released in 2004. To my very limited knowledge, it is considered either symphonic or opera metal. According to the internet, the album Once continues the more streamlined musical approach first heard on Century Child, moving further away from the power metal influenced sound of their previous albums into symphonic metal with a slightly more mainstream, approachable feel. The album Once utilizes a full orchestra in 9 of the 11 songs on the album. Now please forgive me, as I am most likely going to butcher the pronunciation of this name, but in a 2008 interview, Tuomas Holopainen remembered, doing this kind of really orchestral symphonic stuff for 4 albums, you have to be prepared to take the next step and go 10 steps beyond, and that's how we ended up with the London Session Orchestra. It was one of the most amazing experiences in my life. The first song they started to play was Ghost Love Score. We had no idea what to expect, and I just thought, this can't be happening. I'm a big fan of old prog rock, and this is a song that has a lot of different parts going on, different atmospheres in different places in order to support the story. My biggest influence from the prog world would be Jethro Tull, but I also love listening to Yes and Genesis and all those bands. And there's a correlation between the structures and the length of a lot of their songs and this one. Now, subjectively speaking for myself, and especially our expert, I love that the band Genesis was cited as an influence. I'm assuming most of you who are watching this video are familiar with the band Genesis, but just in case you're not, 1970s, Peter Gabriel, Phil Collins, Tony Banks, so on and so forth, extravagant 10 to 20 minute compositional pieces of art. A band I listened to a lot growing up, and especially our expert, who is a Phil Collins man to the death. Now with that all out of the way, as mentioned, a few quick, very important disclaimers, and if you'd like to skip over them, feel free to use the timestamps. Disclaimer number 1, I prefer to familiarize myself with the studio version of a song first, so that then I can go and appreciate how it's slayed live. Second disclaimer, if you are a Nightwish fan watching this video and you are new to the channel, first of all, welcome to the channel. But more importantly, as mentioned, this channel is more than just reacting to music. On this channel, we are music nerds and we like to review music. Final disclaimer, if you are new to the channel, no, I am not a metalhead. However, that does not mean whatsoever that I dislike the genre of metal. In fact, in all my years of admiring music, loving music, studying music, collecting music of all decades and genres, the world and genre of metal specifically is just one I've yet to really dip my toes into. And so now, real time, with the help of you guys, I am exploring. So as always, absolutely feel free to drop any other recommendations in the comments down below, especially considering there are so many other subgenres of metal like this one. Alright, at long last, it's time we give the song a listen, and just a heads up, I will be pausing a few times to give my thoughts, but more importantly, to avoid any copyright strikes. And of course, as always, be sure to stick around after the song for a music theory breakdown from our expert, and then we're going to divide the song into specific categories, grading them each, averaging them out, and arriving at an overall score. They just get right at it. Immediately you can feel how well produced it is. Oh my god. already it's so different than any other metal song I've reviewed so far. Oh. Amazing transition. Such presence. Another great transition. Beautiful voice. Thoughts so far, I'm already immediately taken back by the creativity and the mastery and the presence. The orchestra with the strings, the horns, the choir, nailing a beautiful balance of the metal feel as well. I feel like that's much harder to do than it seems. And as mentioned, I don't know what I was expecting heading into this song, but this is certainly not at all what I was expecting. What an adventure! Full of highs and lows, and loud and soft. Beautifully composed. And obviously so well produced. The usage of the choir. That is beautiful.
A siren from the deep came to me, sang my name, my longing. Still I write my song.
Well written lyrics.
About that dream of mine.
It's so creative, imaginative. Piano? Whoever recommended this to me, which is a lot of you, thank you. Very up my alley. You can definitely notice the influence of prog rock, just in a more metal way. Okay, at this point, I mean, holy shit. I have a feeling our expert is going to love the composition in this song because what a composition. And in addition to the complexity of its composition and the beauty of its composition, then you have this otherworldly production, which I'm so not used to hearing in the genre of metal. And yes, I know there are tons of subgenres, but typically in your standard metal or your hard rock, you have a very minimalist practical production so that it can be replicated easily live. Not to mention the well-written lyrics, not to mention the beautiful voice, and there's still so much song left. This is a work of art. I was waiting to see definitively, but it's a work of art. The instruments. It's like a film score. Oh. So much swag. Presence. And dare I say, like, 10% anime vibes? Very slight. I am genuinely taken back, and the longer the song goes on, the more I'm really appreciating the beauty and poetry of the lyrics as well. And no, I'm not just saying that to appease the Nightwish fans. If I thought it was kind of shitty, I would be honest and tell you that I think that. In addition to everything else I mentioned, I mean, this song is just such a journey, and it's almost a shame that it's under the umbrella of symphonic metal or opera metal, because listening to this, it would be hard to put it in any genre, which is the mark of a truly artistic and creative and inspired song. In other words, a work of art. Journey this is. I'm curious if they do it live with the orchestra, because that would be hard to replicate, or if it's just the band. It's like the Nutcracker Suite had a baby with metal. If I've ever heard a song like this in my life. At this point in the song, I just can't help but be blown away by the overall mastery of it, not to be redundant. And at my relatively young age, I do pride myself in having heard a lot of music over so many decades spanning so many genres. And yet with a song like this, when it comes to the lyrics, the vocals, the production, the composition, its creativity, so on and so forth, I'm left trying to compare it in one moment to Tchaikovsky, or maybe the score of Pirates of the Caribbean, or maybe a theme song from anime. And then yes, metal. Honestly, amazing. It's so well tied together. Amazing composition. And originality. strings are doing at the end too. And I love a good fade out to a song. I mean, no better way to finish it. Okay, initial thoughts before going to the expert's corner and eventually breaking apart the song into specific categories. To be honest, I feel like I'm either speechless or out of words because I have given a lot of my thoughts already. But if I had to think of even more, I mean, just wow. And I cannot blame all of the different comments we've gotten suggesting Nightwish and this song. And I mean, what an experience from start to finish, and you don't even feel the time, 10 minutes by the way, going by. Evidently, the band Nightwish is so cultured and versed, and I would say are also students of probably music history spanning all kinds of different genres and decades, pulling from what I'd imagine are various sources of influence, crafting a true original creative work of art in the truest sense. And obviously I have many more specific thoughts, which I'll get to later when I'm breaking apart the song. But first, let's go to the expert's corner for a music theory breakdown and to see how he grades the song's composition.
Welcome to the Expert's Corner. This is Ghost Love Score by Nightwish, and I am here to give it a composition score. Before I listened to this, I had no idea what to expect, and holy something. This song blew me away. I was not ready. I was told beforehand that this song might be a lot for me to unpack, and oh, that is so true. There is a lot to unpack here, and I'll try my best to do it in a short period of time. To start, this song is primarily in the time signatures of 6/8 and 4/4. However, there are bars of 5/8 thrown in there, bars of 3/4 thrown in there just to shake it up a bit. There are also a ton of key changes, so if I had to give you one key that it's in, I don't think I could. I hear a lot of D minor, I hear a lot of B flat minor, sometimes F minor, sometimes G minor. There's a lot of them, and that's one of the many things that gives this song so many points. I'm going to quickly try to show you a couple of my favorite parts, starting with the very beginning. You have it in the time signature of 6/8, however, they throw this bar of 5/8 in there. And I tell you, that bar of 5/8 just sucked me right into the song. A simple chord progression turned into something brilliant with its use of melody and rhythm. My other favorite part, mainly for how beautifully composed and gorgeous this part is that kind of soft part about 3 minutes in. You have B flat minor, A flat major, B flat minor again, E flat major, F minor, C minor, B flat minor, F minor, D flat major, E flat major. As soon as I heard that, yeah, this song is a winner. There is just so much to cover in this song, and there are so many reasons why I think it's great. The 5/4 bar in the beginning that they do later in a different way by putting a 3/4 bar in the 4/4 section, the incredibly wide range of emotions and musical styles, the beautifully cinematic string arrangements, horn arrangements, all-around arrangements, a beautiful vocal performance, so many key changes, and the thing that I think is one of the most important, a song that manages to be technically impressive and absolutely beautiful. Some songs out there are super impressive compositionally, technically, but they aren't fun to listen to. This one hits the nail on the head. It's beautiful and impressive. And so I'm gonna give it the highest score I've ever given a song on this channel, a 9 out of 10. Back to you, Francis.
A very special thank you to our expert for providing a music theory breakdown and giving the song's composition a 9 out of 10, perhaps the highest score he's ever given any song on this channel. Can't blame him either. I would have given it a 9 out of 10 as well, but what do I know? And now it's time to break apart the song into 4 more categories, grading them each, averaging them out, and arriving at an overall score. Starting out with the category of production specifically, I'm inclined to give it the highest possible, most rare score I have ever given any category on this channel, a perfect 10 out of 10. dead serious. I am so picky when I'm grading songs on this channel, which is why so many amazing songs will still get an 8 out of 10. And truth be told, of all the songs we've reviewed on this channel so far, I think I've only ever given out one perfect 10 out of 10 in any category. And in my opinion, this song is very deserving, especially for a song that is technically within the subgenre of metal. You've got the usage of piano, you've got the usage of strings, of horns, of harmonies. Pretty sure I also heard a flute in there as well. And then you've also got the choir, you've got the usage of electric guitar. Obviously, you've got insane drumming. All of these production decisions, in addition to how the song is mixed, in addition to the decisions to go from hard to soft, keeping it fresh, keeping it engaging, especially with a 10-minute duration, they managed to keep you engaged without being repetitive or redundant. And yes, absolutely, as the expert mentioned, so much of that is composition. But beyond how a song is compositionally structured, beyond how a song is melodically composed, it is also the job of production to create such an experience for the listener. Some songs it looks like a well-crafted beat, some songs unfortunately it looks like auto-tune, so on and so forth. Production can look like many different things, and in this one it looks like this. Up next we have the category of lyrics, which I'm inclined to give a very rare 9 out of 10. If you are new to the channel, I swear to God, I do not so easily just hand out 9s and 10s. As mentioned, if something is truly good or even truly great, I will give it a 7, a 7.5, an 8, maybe an 8.5. But damn it, these lyrics are just so inspired. And there is absolutely, in my opinion, a certain degree of poetry in them. Wordplay as well. I mean, it is some exceptional songwriting. Lyrics that are honestly so good and so well written, you could read them in a book and it would be just as impressive and enjoyable. Now, if you're asking yourself, Francis, with all that said, why not just give them a 10? Answer is, even though everything I just mentioned is true, they are still a bit simple, they are still a bit short and sweet, they are still a bit repetitive, albeit great, but in my opinion, a 10 out of 10 is so rare to give, it truly would have to be one of the greatest songs ever written in the history of mankind. And it's okay that it's not. Moving on now to the category of vocals, I'm inclined to give them a very strong 8 out of 10. Now, I realize giving the vocals an 8 out of 10 at this point seems low, but again, oftentimes with other songs that we review, an 8 out of 10 is the highest number it gets in any category. So yes, it is still very strong, it is still very respectable, and I have a feeling with all of the people pleading with me to watch the 2013 live version of the song, that the lyrics in that are probably mind-blowing, because yes, in this studio version, while it is a strong performance, and you can tell that she has quite a vocal range, I would say that a majority of the song is mostly in falsetto, which is kind of stating the obvious since it is operatic metal. But to put it quite simply, a higher score given to the vocal performance in this song would require a bit more versatility and just doing more with your voice. Not to say it wasn't great, which is reflected by an 8 out of 10. Alright, arriving at our final category of originality, I'm inclined to give this song's originality yet another perfect 10 out of 10. Which I think, and I should know, makes this song the first song we've ever reviewed to ever get 2 perfect 10 out of 10s in its categories. And I mean, come on, after listening to this song, this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about when I'm grading a song's originality. It is a total work of art. It is absolutely original. It is 100% creative. It is so obviously inspired. It is expressive. It is abstract. It is beautiful. Masterpiece. Honestly, I am blown away. I hadn't heard of Nightwish, but because of you guys, now I do, and I'm very excited to explore more. So now if we add it all up, including the expert's composition score, and average it out, Ghost Love scored by Nightwish from their 5th studio album titled Once, released in 2004, gets an exceptionally high 9.2 out of 10. Unless I am somehow mistaken, that is easily the highest score we have ever given any song on this channel. In my opinion, rightfully so, but of course you'll have to let me know in the comments down below whether I am right on the money, am I batshit crazy, am I somewhere in between, as well as other song and artist recommendations you'd like for this channel to review next. Alright, feel free to skip ahead using the timestamps, but before I finally experience this performance, I do have some questions for any Nightwish fans watching this video, because I am a bit perplexed by the fan base. The comments I got in the review for Ghost Love score absolutely blew me away. I will skip this till the live version in 2013. Sorry, but you got the wrong version. Here's another. This is in no way a good version in my opinion. Look, I'm not trying to argue that the studio version is necessarily better than the live version, but to say this is in no way a good version. It's the original. You wouldn't even have anything live to watch if it didn't exist. At this point, I am honestly half expecting to get a comment that says, only real fans have never heard the studio version. And to be clear, I definitely get the logic. If it's Phil Collins, you want to watch In the Air Tonight live. If it's Michael Jackson, you want to watch Billie Jean live. You want to watch the short film for Smooth Criminal. If it's Freddie Mercury and Queen, you want to watch Who Wants to Live Forever live. And again, I'm not trying to argue that the original studio version is better than the live rendition. However, I will defend it and say that it is an absolute work of art regarding its production, its composition, its songwriting, its originality. And with that orchestra especially, it is such an experience, an aesthetic, an atmosphere for the ears of the listener. There were some comments that did give me insight into the fan base. An alternate opinion was actually recommending a different live rendition of Ghost Love Score, saying that there's a lot more choir and orchestra in it, that Tarja is a part of the song, not the star of the song, and that it's supposed to be an experience, not just listening to someone belt over the choir. And there were other helpful comments as well, providing further insight. So I guess what I've kind of gathered, and again, let me know down in the comments, is that regarding the fan base of Nightwish, there are perhaps older or more original fans who follow the albums and the studio versions of songs, and yes, of course, appreciate the live versions. And then perhaps there are newer fans who maybe got into them from watching them live to begin with, and of course are bigger fans of the lead singer who is currently fronting the band. Either way, I totally get it. I'm just someone who likes to familiarize myself first with the studio recording so that then the contrast of watching it live will hit even harder. But absolutely, if you are watching this and you are a Nightwish fan, let me know in the comments, as I am genuinely curious what the fan base cares about, what they think about, what matters to them, so that I can better educate myself. Alright, with all that out of the way, it's time for me to finally see what all the fuss is about and experience the 2013 live rendition, highly requested, of Ghost Love Score by Nightwish. And just a heads up, I might pause once or twice to give my thoughts, that way I'm not talking all over the performance. The sound of the crowd just erupting. They know exactly what they're in for. I love the setup they've got on stage. Very clean transition. They're very tight. Like, I know the playback is of the studio in terms of the orchestra, but you would almost think that they're fake playing, which is how good they are. Oh, she's stunning. I love her control. Granted, she's not dancing around or anything, but it still takes a lot of control to not be flat. The belting plus vibrato and flawless falsetto. Oh my goodness. flawless falsetto. Thoughts so far, I absolutely love the presence that she has on stage. Yes, you can teach it, but most often it's something you have or you don't. As well as something I already mentioned, so I won't be too redundant, but her vocal control, whether she is doing the falsetto with the vibrato or she's belting as well. Granted, she's not running up and down the stage or doing any dancing or choreographies that would make it very difficult to sing without fucking up. But even still, that's not to minimize how difficult and impressive it is for what she is providing nonetheless. And again, the band is so tight and sharp to the point where it actually made me wonder for half a second if they were using playback. Now granted, they are using a playback track for the orchestral elements that were from the studio version, and I'm glad they are because I was very curious how it would sound live if they're not going to do it with the orchestra. Problem solved. Use the playback track for that into full effect and let the rest of the band nail the rest.
Siren from the deep came to me, sang my name, my
She has such
Lord.
confidence and charisma, rightfully so.
I wrote my songs about the dream of mine, worth everything I may ever be. The child will be born again, that siren carried him to me. First of them true loves, sitting on the shoulder of an angel. Without
Bit of a vocal run right there. Half a second, but I heard it. I am glad I listened to the studio version first because this is really hitting even harder now. I'm glad they're sticking to the song to a T as well, letting all the anticipation build amongst the fans. And so glad that they kept the playback track of the original orchestral version. It just adds to it. To be in that audience, it must be a spiritual experience. What a venue. The anticipation is unreal, knowing what's about to come. Such presence. Very impressive. Oh! Wow. Yeah, see, that wasn't in the original. Operatic voice. And a metal voice. Her versatility is insane. Oh my goodness. It cannot be understated what just happened. In addition to how she commands the stage and the audience, she then, within 10 to 20 seconds, nails an operatic vocal delivery, and then like the flip of a switch, she goes into a metal vocal delivery, growling when she needs to, falsetto when she needs to, and belting when she wants to. Unbelievable. Excellent crowd control as well, knowing how to work them. I like how you can really hear the drummer right now and what he's doing. Transitions like that are so difficult to nail when you're doing a song live. And they did it so smoothly. That already was pretty nice, but I sense that there's more. I like that she's almost teasing them. Wow. She knows. She knows what she just did. That's the smile of someone who just nailed that. Relish in it. Soak in it. Oh my god. Oh! And she cued that final part too. A little sweaty. I get it. I get it now. Alright, initial thoughts. I mean, wow. I love the energy that was brought to this performance of Ghost Love Score. The theatrics, the entertainment factor, the overall production of the show. I obviously will have to give it a few more watches to really absorb everything that was going on, because admittedly I was so transfixed on her that I almost felt like the rest of the band kind of took a back seat, which is of course natural when you have a lead singer, and one albeit who is as talented as she is. Commanding the stage, knowing when to interact with the audience, bringing the charisma, having the presence. All throughout the performance of that song, she was consistently excellent in her vocal delivery. However, I knew that it was going somewhere, at least with the context clues regarding how highly requested this specific performance of the song was. Now granted, for a vast majority of my life, especially when growing up, I would watch concerts of Neil Diamond, concerts of Phil Collins, concerts of Queen, concerts of Michael Jackson, concerts of Earth, Wind & Fire, concerts of Chicago, and so many more, most of which, by the way, on YouTube. I did not grow up rich. But what I'm trying to say is that at this point, I am very picky with live performers because I guess I developed a bit of a sweet tooth for the greatest to ever own a stage, past or present. Music and entertainment are two of my biggest passions in life. And so no, I'm not saying this to appease any Nightwish fans. I genuinely did think that was a kick-ass rendition and performance. Now, with all that said, was that the greatest live performance of anything I've ever seen in my life? No, but I feel like that's okay, and I don't think anybody's necessarily claiming that either. And what I will say, and I hope this doesn't piss too many of you guys off, is that if I really am trying to listen and have an immersive experience in my ears, I might still opt for the studio version of the song because of just how well blended and mixed it all is with all of the different compositional and production elements. But of course, I am not dense, nor ignorant, nor stubborn enough to acknowledge that that was absolutely kick-ass. And that yes, I get it, and I will admit, this is the optimal version of the song to enjoy. So absolutely 100% in the comments down below, let me know which other songs, whether studio or live, I should check out next, and ultimately what this channel should review next. As mentioned, reacting to videos isn't necessarily this channel's thing. However, when it is good enough, I will absolutely check it out. And hey, maybe in the future I can create a grading system similar to how I review songs, but for specific live numbers. As mentioned, if you are a fellow nerd for music such as myself, click the like button and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you'd like to support the work I put into these videos, you'll find Music Kingdom's Patreon and other affiliate links in the description below. This has been another edition of Music Kingdom. Thank you so much for watching with me, and I look forward to jamming with you in the next one.